Just Zizzo.
Pizza.
I forgot you were filming that.
Should I try the wine?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
Mirth.
Let's try it.
Cheers.
I feel like a lot of girls wonder this so much, so I feel like this is such a good question.
Are you gonna give background or just make me look like a douche?
Heard about just like what is your opinion on vegans and plant-based eating?
We move on.
Would you notice a change in your partner's physical appearance? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Mallory. This
I'm
is
Brian.
my guest star today.
I'm
Just
Brian
today.
of Brian's Fit Kitchen.
Oh my gosh, Brian. Can you stop piping? I'm gonna kick you out.
It's Wine Friday today
And
also.
today, we're gonna be talking about the comparison of men and women, but also us. We can't speak for all men and women, but
No.
like kind of just give a little generalization. Also someone that had disordered eating versus someone that didn't, and someone that's a dietitian and someone that is not. So it's gonna be fun. We'll see the differences of answers. You guys asked me on Instagram at Mal's Fit Kitchen. Now it sounds stupid because you had to say Brian's Fit Kitchen. And so if you want to be part of like the next question one that we do on YouTube, definitely follow me there. I post almost every single day and love connecting with you guys on there too. If you ever have a question or anything, feel free to drop it in the comments or hit me up on DM. And if you do like this video at any point, feel free to subscribe if you want. You don't have to. Don't subscribe for Brian.
I just
kidding.
spilled
You
pizza
can if you
sauce
want.
on it, so.
Okay, are you serious? Our dog is eating the rest. Anyways, I think this intro is getting a little lengthy.
Oh.
And so, everybody, the whole family is here.
Guest
So we're gonna
star.
eat first and then we'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, we just had a few slices of pizza.
Yeah,
Me.
I only have 2 left.
Yeah. And now we're gonna get into some questions. We didn't talk about these beforehand, so basically,
Going in blind. I haven't seen them.
yeah, so just as a disclaimer, I have a lot more finesse, I would say, like knowledge about the right things to say in terms of like, I know a lot of people on this channel, you know, they struggle with body image or different stuff. Brian tries to have that finesse, but it's not always there. These are just gonna be honest opinions.
Yeah.
Like just what comes to your mind, but like also not too far.
Filtered-ish.
Filtered of 1 glass of wine-ish. So like how filtered will it be, everybody?
Okay, 1 glass of wine for you and me is different. That should be a topic.
That should not be a topic.
Juicy, juicy.
So something that we got a lot of questions on is like body image for guys. How much do you compare yourself to others / look at others and compare your body image to that? Well, it's for both of us, but I know this person is probably wondering because most of my audience, I have like literally 9%
Yeah.
men. So most of these are for females that want to know, but like also they want to know the difference too. So anyways.
Well, for me, it's like, I compare myself sometimes, but I think that's kind of the ego in every dude is like, I want to lift more weight than that guy. I want to be bigger than that guy. But I was also like really small in high school, like really, really small. So I've always been self-conscious and like self-aware of like how I look, I guess. But it's not as bad as like it was in college. I don't care as much anymore.
Yeah, but so like also though, when you look at a guy,
I'll be like
what do
that.
you
I'll be
think?
like, that dude's jacked, or that dude has chicken legs, or like, oh shit, he's ripped. Like, I'll think about it, but I'm not.
on this channel.
Oh, sorry, but I'm not like, oh, I wish I looked like that. Like most of the time.
Yeah.
Like if there's someone with like a really similar body type to me, where
Like
where
Steve
it's like reasonable,
Like Steve Cook.
I'm like,
Or Kurt.
I could like never be as big as Steve.
Yeah,
But
you
like
always-
Kurt would be like achievable. Like that would be comparable.
Okay. So I feel like for girls, that's literally so different. We will literally look at another girl and be like, I want to look like her. Like, I want to be her. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but I swear every single girl will be able to relate to that. And it's so rare that we would look at a girl and be like, oh, she has like small arms. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, wow, that girl has such a nice butt. Or like, oh my gosh, she has like the best abs or the flattest stomach. But I feel like for guys too, they'll like think about it. Like like you'll see a guy and you'll like think about that in the moment, and then you're like, okay, the thought is gone. But for a girl, like if I see another girl that I want to look like I'll think about it even going forward about just like how pretty she was, or like how I wish I looked like that.
No,
especially on Instagram. Like Instagram is literally just like me looking at other girls being like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty.
Well, I mean, like there's like, I follow people on Instagram like Noah Olson, like favorite CrossFitter, and obviously he's in amazing shape, and it's in the moment I'm like, man, I wish I was like that, and then it's like I forget about it later, and I don't train like that, so it's like it is what it is.
On the same token, but what percentage of your thoughts are taken up by food and exercise? So like, I think by this they're meaning like, you say in a day, 24 hours or however much you're awake, how much of the time are you thinking about like the next meal? And not in terms of being hungry, like Brian has a very fast metabolism and he works out in the morning, so he could literally
I'm
eat
thinking about snacks
600, yeah. And you do eat a lot too, like you eat a lot of snacks, but you're thinking of food, not like being hungry, like worried about what you're gonna eat next, or like your body or exercise or whatever.
Like worried about stuff, not that often. Like
Yeah.
I can go out to lunch with coworkers and you know, it is what it is. Like I brought a salad, but if they're going somewhere different, I'll say no half the time probably. But other times I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'll get like I'm allergic to wheat, so most of the time I stay away from it unless it's like something crazy good like pizza tonight. Then like I'll do it. But that's like the extent of me thinking about necessarily like thinking about food. Exercise I think about more as like
We're trainers.
yeah, I mean training like when we work, but I think of exercise more as like how it fits into my schedule, not necessarily like, oh, I didn't get a 3-mile walk in, I didn't burn enough calories. It's not like that for me. It's more like Tuesday I have to go at 5, Wednesday I can go after work, oh, I'm gonna do F45 Monday.
Yeah.
It's more like that, and that, or if it's like something comes up at work and I don't get to work out, then I'll be like, okay, I'll just go walk the dog. You know, tonight I'll get.
Play on your own.
I know. I'll get like a dog walk in or something.
Yeah.
But I'm also, if something happens and I miss a day, I'm not gonna beat myself up over it.
Yeah. I feel like this question is so different for me now than what it used to be. So, especially, I mean, even when I was in high school, but especially in my like disorder days in college, I think pretty much every hour of the day was consumed by me thinking about exercise, about food, about how much I was burning, about how much I was intaking. And I have lots of videos on this if you're curious about like a little bit of what I'm talking about. I have a full video, I'll link them all down below. But now that I have like a better relationship with all of that stuff, I definitely don't think about it as much as I did, but I feel like I think about it more than you. More like just thinking like, oh, well, like when are we gonna eat? Like I've just found so many guys, they just don't really think forward to the next meal. They're not worried.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like girls are more planners, and still I always will have to fight that urge to like want to structure and plan everything. But I feel like so much better, and exercise is so different for me now than it used to be. Like I'm so flexible with exercise. I feel like now for the first time, it's the first time I have to motivate myself to exercise versus in the past, I'd have to force myself to stop.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting flip, but I do think that a lot of it is more like, I don't know, finding that.
Well, and I think too, like especially like the food thing, I think you're just more conscious of like balance.
Yeah.
Where I'll be like, oh, I had sweet potatoes for breakfast, but I also want them for dinner. And you're like, no, you had sweet potatoes for breakfast.
No.
She'll be like, no, you had sweet potatoes for breakfast, you're not having
I don't
them
say
again.
no.
You suggest other options.
This is the thing for me, and the challenge is my dietitian brain as well. Balancing, not having what you crave, and also trying to balance things. More, I feel like I wouldn't say the sweet potato. More, I would say if you haven't eaten one vegetable that day, that you needed to have a vegetable. And like
That never happens.
that's more of what would happen. I feel like I'm not that concern.
Yeah.
That's one of my own things is I still struggle for some reason with like, oh, I had bread for breakfast. I shouldn't have pizza for dinner. I should space out my carbohydrates. And that's a dietitian thing that I feel like kind of ingrained in me, and it's really not important. It's such a stupid thing to worry about, honestly. I feel, Brian, stop. You know I hate that. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of a juicy one, but so this is, what is your opinion on vegans and plant-based eating?
I have to be polite. I love to eat meat.
My God.
So,
Why do you have to go in that way?
I like to eat meat. I grew up hunting, so.
Oh wow, so we have to give the whole life story.
So I mean, if people want to be, her being a dietitian, I know certain facts about people being vegan or whatever, and I've seen studies and all that, that it's like not super sustainable in the long run for a lot of people. She's like gonna punch me. But if you're, if you want to do it for save the animals or whatever reason, then you do you. Just don't try and like convert me to veganism.
I'm casually sweating over here. I'm literally sweating.
I didn't say anything that bad.
Please, vegans, do not be offended. I wanted to ask you this question, I also didn't, because I didn't even want your response. So, for me, veganism I feel like can totally be done the right way. Knowing the right supplements, making sure that you're getting your labs tested. I mean, there's some people that eat meat that have low B12, low iron, all that stuff, and and get low protein. There's some people that don't eat meat that have great values of all those. So I really think it's just like doing it the right way. But personally for me, it's not sustainable just because I eat a lot of plant-based foods, but I do like to incorporate animal plant-based products into my diet just because that's what I found works the best for me. So I am to each their own. That's intuitive eating. You can intuitive eat vegan. You can intuitive eat gluten-free, dairy-free, plant-based, are all the things. It just depends on person to person and what your body thrives off of. And no one can tell you what your body thrives off of because you're the only one that knows your body. No, I think this one is funny. Are there certain foods that you deem as good or bad? Think about your past self.
Good or bad,
what would Brian,
or know that I shouldn't eat frequently.
What would Brian in college ripping the Jaeger bottle think about this? Like, what would his answer be?
There's no bad food.
That's not true. That is not what your answer would have been.
Most like processed sugar things like candy bars and stuff, I would have said are like bad, but I definitely like love cake and cookies and still ate that kind of stuff.
Got the mushroom on my
Dude. And still like love all that stuff still to this day. Now I'm just more conscious, I guess, of like how much I take into it. But I mean, good food is like just like being balanced, like getting all your fruits and veggies and not like overindulging, I guess. Like,
see, here's the thing. This is what I was trying to get at. And I thought you would change, but obviously I've taught you nothing. But in my opinion, there's no good or bad foods. Obviously.
I said all food is good food.
No, you didn't.
That's what I said very first thing. Play it back.
Yeah, but not all, that's not what you meant though by it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, see, for me, I feel like all foods can fit into a balanced diet. Like, for example, Brian and I, maybe the best thing for us, not to eat dairy, not to eat gluten. It doesn't always agree with our body, but like it sounds delicious and so we're freaking having it. And that is what it is. Just like, maybe we don't eat dessert every night, but it sounds good, so we're having it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, obviously, like every single food can fit in my opinion. And so there's no technical good or bad foods. Like foods don't have moral value.
I think now it's more quality. Like I'll eat the pizza we got tonight because we know it's like high quality ingredients, but I'm not gonna eat like Domino's.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
No, but I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, is there's no good or bad food technically.
No, but now I'm not saying like pizza is bad or good. I'm just saying,
well, I'm saying
there's better quality options that we trend towards now.
Yes, but that is not my point. I'm not saying you're wrong. A lot of people have that view. Just from my background in my area of study, there's no good or bad food. Like if you wanted an Oreo, nothing can replace an Oreo, even if it's not as good a quality.
That's fine.
Like if you want an Oreo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, yeah, we crave this pizza because it's delicious, but it doesn't mean if someone was out and they wanted Pizza Hut, they shouldn't have it.
Yeah, I was saying personally.
Yeah, okay.
We move on.
Let's go back to another one. This isn't as juicy, but I feel like a lot of girls wonder this so much, so I feel like this is such a good question. Is weight gain a fear, or are you scared of like not being muscular? Or I mean, it can be like, what is your fear around your body?
Mine's the opposite, because like I don't want to get like small again. So my fear is like if I can't work out and I get really small and like lose weight.
Yeah, but what if are you afraid of, so you're not afraid of gaining weight?
Not at my current age.
Yeah, but what do you actually worry about the most? Like, how many times a day do I have to hear you talk about you're like concerned because you're not muscular anymore?
Yeah, like not looking as good because I guess I've been like used to.
Let it out. Talk to the people. This is your free therapy session, I guess.
Been used to looking like in decent shape, so.
How do you always look the same to me, and yet every time.
No,
I mean, there was a one time in college where you looked like crazy, but.
Crazy friggin' red.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't even know how or why that happened. Like, you didn't even deserve that body.
No, that was just I worked a lot of hours that summer, and that was basically why. But now, no, I think
take this
like.
away or just stacking this up on me?
I'm just stacking it over here out of the camera. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as like.
Oh my.
I got like a little bit of the keg right now, not a whole 6-pack, so.
That's literally not true, but we'll let it go.
That's how I feel about myself. That was the question. Not your judgment.
For me, I feel like I do always worry about gaining weight. I think every woman worries about gaining weight. I do like to look muscular, and I used to be in my past when I was like really into lifting. I actually would like prefer to look muscular over like smaller, like most women. But now I'm much more concerned about like just gaining weight in general because I feel more confident when my body looks a certain way. Trying to balance that with like also eating intuitively and moving intuitively, I feel like it's the hardest thing. And because I love to eat, and so it's like I never want to let that go because I want my weight to be a certain way because I did that in the past. But now I feel like I have a really good balance, which is awesome. But yeah, I do think that's something that every woman always thinks about, gaining weight, being afraid of weight.
Yeah.
And that's why I got rid of my scale. And I'm telling you, get rid of the scale, don't weigh yourself. It's the best decision you could ever make. Okay, let's get to a juicy one. So.
Bring the camera in.
Would you notice a change in your partner's physical appearance?
If I did, she would never know.
That's literally a lie.
Not unless I thought it was out of concern.
That's not true. Do we need to bring up the story?
What time? Over 3 years ago.
Do we need to bring up the story?
You can't bring that up. Fine, if you really want to tell the people, it happened one time.
Let's just say that Brian was concerned about my physical appearance, and it was rude.
Are you gonna give background or just make me look like a douche?
I mean, I think that even if I did get background, you'd still look like a douche.
But like not as much.
Yeah, you still would.
Probably, yeah. No, I think
Brian,
I think you're beautiful every day.
I mean,
matter
I've
what.
seen you not notice changes in my body from when it's looked worse, in my opinion, to when it's looked better. But also, I think nowadays, that was in the we weren't even dating yet at that time. But yeah, Brian basically made a comment about my physical appearance, and 3 years later, it will never be lived down. 2 years later, 3 years later, oh my God.
Wow. If we get married, it'll probably be your freaking story.
It probably will. I mean, what I have to Okay, this is good because, like, I feel like this is a good one in terms of comparison. So what do you do when your partner and you have different stances on food?
I don't really care.
Like, imagine you like to eat healthy. The girl that you're with, not me, doesn't ever want to eat healthy.
Doesn't ever want to be healthy would like be annoying.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you.
Most of the time,
And
it's,
how do you deal with that?
it depends if it becomes a point of contention or not.
It
If it's-
will.
if-
You're gonna
if
eat
it's-
together every day.
I know, but if it's like, if you can still find restaurant common ground, like if you go out, right? You can still find restaurants and you can get your salad and she can get her double bacon cheeseburger and like you're both happy, then I don't think it matters. But if it becomes a point of contention where you can't agree on stuff or you can't agree what to cook.
Camera died. You got a
We're back.
refill. Also, we dilute this slightly with water. Don't judge us. So that's why there's. I'm literally gonna punch you. That's why they're so high. It's not actually all wine. Anyways, you said you remember what you're saying, so the pressure is on now.
Yeah, so like if you can't agree on what to cook and it starts to become a problem like that, or the other person is just being like unhealthy and it's just causing problems for yourself, then like that's when it becomes more of an issue, I feel like.
See, I feel like for me,
With us, like
And-
she doesn't judge me if I like want an extra cookie or something.
no. For me, in the past, I was way too controlling and worried about, and that was another question which we can kind of tie in. I really worried about what other people were eating and like especially my significant other, and now I feel like that's just not something I worry about as much. I feel like I do, like for things that I know, like let's say we have a big day ahead and you want to start the day with a huge pile of wheat-filled pancakes when you have an allergy, and I know you're gonna be tired all day. I'm gonna be like, can we not, just so you have energy?
Yeah.
But if it's like something else like this, it's like I feel like I'm very flexible, but I've been both ways. And I do think for me as a girl, I think it's hard not to, as a woman, look around and kind of evaluate what other women are eating as well. We think like, well, they're eating more than me, they're eating less than me, they're not eating dairy, they're eating dairy, they're eating gluten-free, blah, 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 blah. And so I think that's really hard, but I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like men don't really think about that.
No,
They're like, oh, sick dude, you got some fries, can I have some?
pretty much. Simple. No, but I think it is good to have the balance though in the relationship. Like you keep me in check when I'm being like overzealous, but then like I keep you in check if you're being like too restrictive. for-
Yeah. No, I do. I think
know.
that's good.
Or thinking too much about it.
Yeah. Well, should we wrap it up? I hope we got through good questions.
That was it.
I mean, it's already been like 27 minutes or something, or 30 minutes.
Easy peasy.
You know, he just wants to talk to you guys all day. This is every time. He literally, stop drinking from that. I told you that they're gonna think you're an alcoholic or something.
Focus.
Here. Oh, what? How
It's-
cute is that? It's we need to find it and link it for people.
Dude, it's drinkbuddy.com.
Drinkbuddy.com. Okay, we'll link it down below. Anyways, I had so much fun filming this video. Not because of you, just kidding.
It was a blast. I know this will be like most viewed video because I'm in it. But
Oh my gosh, Ryan's really just.
should have my own channel.
Okay, this is when we close it out. 1.5 drinks in, the game is over for you. But if you did like this, please do give it a thumbs up. It will really support my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, or you have video ideas from what we talked about, please drop them down below. I love chatting with you guys and giving you content that you guys want to see. And I've been having so much fun just filming videos lately, so I hope you guys have been enjoying them. Definitely subscribe if you want to stick around here. And oh wow, should I do a little? And yeah, have a good rest of your day. Friday our time, Monday your time if you're watching it on time, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Oh my.
wait, what pizza is it? I get the Blanca with no meat.
No, you didn't. I got that one.
Oh, why are you eating my pizza?
It was right in front of me.
Well,
We're splitting.
we're splitting, so it doesn't matter.
That's like a Mexican fiesta in my mouth, but pizza style. Dude, that's literally a bite of the entire pizza.
What's the point? You want to get... You gotta get
No, you do one bite. That you're done with your bite. You have to rate it.
You didn't rate yours yet.
I literally just said it's a Mexican fiesta in my mouth.
Out of 10.
Oh. It's hard because like original pizza style, like it's not a normal pizza, but like overall flavor, it's like 8.3 of a pizza.
8.3?
But it could
I give this one, it's got like fresh parm and lemon, so it's a little bitter. So I get a bit, but I do love the traditional and the fresh mott. So
that's the thing. It's traditional versus not.
It's like 8.2.
Okay, well let's switch. You can take, I'll take a new slice, you take a new slice, you know what I mean?
All right. I'm sure definitely better
Oh
than
my
that.
god, this is so much better. This is like a 9.5.
At least a 9.4 here. It's not perfect.
I mean, at least we like the right ones.
That's delicious.
We're gonna eat for a second, and then we'll be back with you in a few slices. And then we're chatting.